Okay, y'all, it's the video you've been waiting for, the 2-hour homeschool plan. Cue the music. Hey y'all, today I'm going to teach you how to plan your homeschool day in 2 hours a day. That's right. You only need to do homeschool for 2 hours a day. So we've homeschooled for over 5 years, and we used to do it where there was a certain amount of work that needed to be done each day. I realized that just meant that the amount of time spent homeschooling was all over the place. It could be anywhere from like 1 hour to like 4 hours, and that just didn't work with our life. I didn't want homeschool to be this like thing that could eat up our whole day or like be like nothing at all. So we came up with a 2-hour a day homeschool plan where the subjects are based off of the time spent and not the content to be covered. All right, so our 2-hour homeschool day consists of 2 hours. Yep. So our 2-hour homeschool day is 2 hours long and consists of 2 blocks, the first hour and the second hour. Now, these blocks of time can be done in 2 consecutive hours, an hour here, an hour there, or you can take the time slots that we're going to do and break them up throughout the day and have your kids self-regulate, have self-discipline to get their things done without you having to nag, without you losing your mind. Ding. So for the first hour of the day, they are broken up into 10-minute segments with 2-minute transition times in between. That looks like 10 minutes of the subject, 2-minute transition, 10 minutes of a subject, 2 minutes of a transition, on and on until you reach an hour. That means you can cover 5 subjects or 5 areas of study in 1 hour. So the first thing you need to do is figure out what areas of study would fit into a 10-minute slot. I know that this does not seem like a lot of time, but we've tried it with our kids of all ages from kinder to middle school, and I promise this has worked better than anything else we've done. One of the benefits is that instead of our kids rushing through work to get the amount of work done because they knew that if they finished it faster, they'd have more free time, instead, they just focus for those 10 minutes and get them work done that they are able to get done. They know it's not going to go on forever. Okay, so your first thing to do is to figure out what 5 things you want to do in that first hour. Preferably things that your children can do on their own, that you're not going to have to micromanage and be by their side for them to be successful at. So subjects that could be covered in 10 minutes are spelling, handwriting, typing, musical instrument, math facts, any like worksheets on the social studies or science or language arts you have covered, free writing, reading. You get the idea. All right, anything that will last in 10-minute increments. So in our home, it looks like this. 10 minutes of spelling, 2-minute transition. 10 minutes of handwriting or typing, 2-minute transition. 10 minutes of piano, 2-minute transition. 10 minutes of math facts, multiplication or addition or subtraction, 2-minute transition. 10 minutes of the rotating subject, whether it's language arts, social studies, or science, meaning a worksheet that we have them do, or a video, or sometimes we skip it because we're free to do that. We do what we want. Okay, so the 10-minute subjects are things they can do on their own. We do this 4 days a week. The only day I ever really help them on these is spelling on Fridays is their spelling test. They can practice their spelling words alone or with each other. They have different spelling lists and they just help each other out. They also don't go in a certain order every day. They switch around. You might want a very strict schedule in which your first kid does it at this time and has this schedule, and then they rotate so they all don't end up at piano at the same time. Our kids just kind of flow through it, and they figure it out. I promise that 10 minutes is surprisingly a good amount of time for your kids to actually make some progress in all those areas. At the end of the week, if you've done 10 minutes of handwriting a day, you've done 50 minutes of handwriting. Almost an hour of handwriting in a week is going to yield really good results. Almost an hour of typing is going to yield really good results. With their piano, I found they've moved even more quickly through their piano work because they only have to focus for such a short period of time instead of just like dawdling through it. They have meaningful 10 minutes of work. So all I'm saying is you get to pick the amount of time you want to spend on each subject, but if you pick time spent versus content covered, you will have greater control over your homeschool day because you'll know how much time it's going to take exactly. Because when the time goes off, beep, 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 it's over. All right, the second hour of our homeschool day is spent on 18-minute blocks of time with 2-minute transitions. So these 18-minute blocks of time are a bigger chunk of time spent on certain subjects. For our family, that is math, not the math facts, but actually what math they're covering. Maybe it's double-digit multiplication, maybe it's division, maybe it's fractions. For the little guy, it might just be more addition and subtraction. Also, 18 minutes of writing. I want my kids to be good writers who believe in their ability to write. So this might be creative writing, personal narratives, opinion pieces, letters, pretty much anything. And I wouldn't worry too hard about what they're writing about. You want your kids to feel free to write. So this is a time for my kids to write. And sometimes they have an assigned topic and sometimes they don't. And I actually don't read a ton of what they write. I know they're writing and I want them to feel safe in that. And then the last 18 minutes is spent on a rotating topic. Language arts or science or social studies or something else or nothing. So for language arts, it could be grammar or parts of speech. We could even go into parts of writing or parts of books or genres, right? All of those things fall under language arts. So maybe we just study a genre for a while. Maybe we're just looking at fiction versus nonfiction or how to navigate a library. All of those booky, ready things. Ready, writey, booky, sentence, grammar, right? Falls under language arts. Then science and social studies. And since we homeschool 4 days a week, language arts on Monday, science on Tuesday, social studies on Wednesday. Thursday, the last 18 minutes is actually just nothing. That's just nothing. I rather make small incremental progress than no progress at all. I also find that small incremental progress leads to less whining from my kids, less burnout from my kids, and a whole lot less burnout and frustration from me. I can have patience for 2 hours. And actually, since I'm only teaching them for those 18-minute segments, it's like 1 hour. I can have patience for 1 hour, usually. And here's the thing. If your kids are being extra rude that day, I would just offer them no assistance. Your mental health matters, and their attitudes are under their control. So I hope that helps. So just an overview, first hour, 10-minute segments, easy subjects they can do alone. 2-minute transitions for an hour. Second hour, 18-minute subjects with 2-minute transitions, done. I promise you'll be surprised at how much they progress with such little time spent. And yes, there will be days where they are a nightmare. And yes, there will be days where you have no patience. So just give yourself grace for that and you'll both learn together. It'll be fun. You will be fine. If you can do homework and parent pickup, you can do this. Those things are really hard. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'd love to hear if you're going to try this out. Let me know. And always feel free to send me a message as well. asking for any tips or advice. I'm happy to make any more videos that you need or go live if you have any questions. So see you soon. Bye-bye.